Hi, wonderful people. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Okeyos, and I want to take a moment to welcome you to Okeyos Diaspora Diaries. This is a safe and gentle space where we share our journey of mindful living, family rhythms and routines, and everyday peace between the two continents that we call home. So come walk with me this morning as I explore our little corner of the world right here in Milton, Georgia. Now, for those who may not know or be familiar, Milton, Georgia is a thriving, quiet suburb in the northern Atlanta area. We've lived here for about 3 years now, and we just absolutely love it. My husband George and I grew up in Kenya and immigrated to the US more than 2 decades ago as graduate students, and we have lived in the States since then and made it our second home away from home. One of the traditions that has stayed with me all these years is brewing legit and authentic Kenyan tea as part of my morning routine. And so I find that just the smell, the aroma, and all the spices in that tea masala really makes for a nice hot cup that wakes up all the senses every morning. And so I try to start my day once I've done my morning meditation, prayer, and just waking up. The next thing is getting that nice nostalgic cup of Kenyan tea and sipping on it in the either in the living room or the family den. Sometimes I like to step out here on the deck or covered porch with my cup of tea and just take in the fresh air, and this is actually one of the spaces that we completely fell in love with when we first saw the house. Just to be able to sit out here and enjoy the backyard, the fresh air. There's quite a bit of nature that goes on here. Birds tweeting and chirping away, leaves rustling, and it is summertime right now, so you can see all the lush green and just the thick covering of bushes and trees in the back, and just a lot of privacy, which is really one of the things we were looking for. When we came searching for this house, we had some very specific criteria in mind. One of those was that it needed to be a quiet, calming space, and also private, because those are things that are important to all of us, but more so to our youngest daughter, Alyssa Grace, whom some of you may have heard about. Alyssa lives with a rare genetic condition called Williams syndrome, and along with that are a few challenging conditions that she has to deal with. And at the top of that list is a condition called hyperacusis. Hyperacusis is an extreme sensitivity to certain sounds and noises, and so think lawnmowers, think things like blenders and just motorbikes, any type of noises. And so in our previous home, when we lived in Pennsylvania, these noises really bothered her. We had neighbors that were pretty close and would mow their lawns, and so she couldn't get out of the house on the weekend. We couldn't walk in the neighborhood. Just really made for a poor quality of life for her. And so when we decided to make the move to Georgia, at the top of our criteria for our home was finding a nice, quiet, private, relaxing space. And so when we found this, it helps that we were looking for a house in the summer, and so all the green and trees, everything was grown at that time, so we could really use it as a clear judgment to know how the space would look like. This backyard has trees that I imagine have been around for more than 100 years. I did a bit of research, and based on the diameter and the height, the length of the trees, I understand that these have been here for no less than 50 years. And so sometimes Miss Alisa Grace and I, and really the rest of the family members, will just sit out here, gaze up in the sky, and all you see are the rustling of the leaves and the trees, and you immediately feel this sense of peace and calm and safety, and you can take a few moments to even just breathe it all in, and that leads to absolute relaxation. We have also recently started trying our hand at gardening. We very young at this, which is ironical because I grew up in the village in Kenya, and all we did was farming, but I came to realize that the farming we did in the village in Kenya is quite different from here. But I'm just happy that we going back to those roots again. We've started small with just a simple raised garden, and we have a couple of tomato plants here. We planted these right at the beginning of summer, and unfortunately left for Kenya shortly after, and so the plants were doing really well, but by the time we came back, we found that a few fruits had already ripened and even rotten. I'm showing a few cobwebs here because that's a signature of Georgia. That was a surprise. We didn't know that there are so many spiders in Georgia, and we're now used to them, and they're really just a part of the ecosystem here. We also planted a few sweet potatoes here. They seem to be doing well, but this is the other space that I really love about this house. It's a multi-use space. As you can see, we have some music instruments in the corner here. Everyone in this family loves music. We have a little gym setup going on here. There's a chair that we use every so often, and then at the end here is my workspace. I love this space, and really picked the dibs on it as soon as we saw the house. I know that multiple people can use it, and often my husband will come in here, and he'll come in here and just have a sit. And so thank you so much for watching and following along, and please subscribe and like and share, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one again, as we share our lives here in Milton, Georgia, and also in Kisumu. Thank you.